I could be all dramatic and sit here and talk about how I've been struggling for months with a decision that I thought that I would never make, that I was always well determined in knowing what I was going to do when I got to this stage of my life. And there's some things that have made me question that. Some things that have made me think, is this really what I want to do? Is this really who I want to be? And I'm talking about going gray. Let's just put it out on the table. Nothing too dramatic, nothing too serious. Well, actually, that's not true. It can be quite a traumatic experience, I think. I feel like I'm losing part of my identity. I feel like this is who I am. This is who I've always been. Is it not our goal to try to continue to emulate what we looked like in high school or what we looked like when we were younger? Some people go to the extent of still dressing the exact same way and wearing their hair the exact same way they did in high school. Does that add to the veil of age coming on? I don't know. But here's the thing. This is something I swore I would never do. I would never, ever, ever, ever stop coloring my hair. I mean, who wants to be gray? That's always what I thought. I thought if you had a choice, why would you want your hair to be gray? So, I turned 50 this year. So it makes you start thinking about all kinds of things in different ways. I retired this year. So when you sit down and you look at where your money's going and how you're spending your time and your energy, you start to reevaluate things. And so when I looked at how much money I was spending doing my hair, because I refused to do the boxes and make the mess out of the bathroom and everything else like I did for so many years, you spend for just a single process, you can spend $100 easily. If you're doing that once a month, once every other month, you're talking about $1,000, $1,200 a year. There's a lot you could do with that money. I could go to Disney for a week with that money. So you just start thinking about it, and it's funny because every time I talk to somebody else, they're like, "Oh, I would love to let my hair go gray, but," and there's always a but. There's always an excuse, and there's always a reason that we keep doing it. So, it got to be where I was trying to manage coloring my hair a little bit longer. You put it up in the ponytail, you hide it, and then you're like, oh, well, I got a big event on this day, so I've got to make sure to have my hair done that day. And you're rushing to the hairdresser, and you're spending 2.5 hours in the chair, and you're spending all this money, and then your hair looks great, and you look great, and you feel young, and you feel fabulous, and you're like, this is awesome. And then like a week later, you got the gray roots coming back in again. So, I mean, how much satisfaction do you get out of coloring your hair? I'd love to know. Leave me some comments down below. I'd like this to be a discussion. I'm thinking about doing a series on it. Obviously, it won't be a weekly series because your hair just doesn't grow that fast. But maybe once a month, we'll sit down and we'll approach the subject. I'll talk about what I've done to hide my grays. I'll talk about what I might do when it all goes gray, if it ever all goes gray. My grandmother had the most beautiful white hair. And I would just always said, oh, if my hair could be my grandmother's color, I would definitely allow that to happen. But I'm very salt and peppery. And my hair, which was a lighter brown when I was young, is now a black almost. So, but I guess that's the trend, and that's gray hair is in. You see all the young kids now dyeing their hair gray. My daughter's thrilled. She thinks it's the coolest thing in the world. I'm not quite sure. I don't know that I'll make it through. Will I make it? Will I get to a point where I go, I just can't handle this anymore? But yeah, I really, it was something I never, ever considered that I thought that I would do. Anyway, at this age, I thought, well, later on, way down the road, then it would be no big deal. But I feel like I'm losing a part of my identity. But then that stress of feeling like you're hiding something because you don't want people to see your grays, you're not being who you are. So that's another side of it too. I don't know. I guess it's really a personal choice. I'm still in the middle of making the choice, so I'm not quite sure. But when you add up the anxieties of having to worry about your gray roots showing, if it was just all gray, I wouldn't have to worry about that anymore. That's a lot of money and time and energy that's going into my pocket. So I'm curious what you think. What happens when you run into somebody that you haven't seen in a while and all of a sudden you realize, oh my God, my roots are showing? Or do you just never leave the house if your roots are showing? Do you always have a ball cap on? Do you always have your hair pulled back? I don't know. In most of my videos you see me with a ball cap and sunglasses because I'm out in the parks and that's what I do to protect my face from the sun. So that won't be such a big change. I'll just look like that now all the time. When it comes to getting dressed up, I have a big event in February. I chair a big fundraiser that we do for autism, and always like to look my best. I always go out and get a new dress for the event. So what am I going to do if half my hair is gray? Like, by then it's going to be like down to here. How do I hide that? How do I disguise it? I haven't even begun to watch any YouTube videos on it. I haven't even begun to watch anybody else's journeys on it. This was just me and what I was considering and what I was thinking because of the reasons that I was thinking them. Yeah, so I'd really like to have a discussion about it. So leave me some comments down below. Maybe I'll do some live streams about it. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. So let me know, yay or nay. And then I may not even choose your answer. There's tons of actresses out there now that are going gray, and they look gorgeous. I mean, look at them. And then it's funny because you watch TV shows and you know that all of those people that have that perfect looking hair, you know that they're dyeing it, and you know that they're probably in there every week touching up their roots because they have the time, the energy, and the money to do so. That's part of their profession. They have to look their best, or they have to keep up whatever role they're playing. And so, in any magazines, I mean, I'd like to see a magazine or an ad where the woman is going gray. Like, not just this beautiful already gray hair, and not just this, gorgeous brand new dye job. Like, right in the middle. Just show it. Just show me. Just show me right in the middle what it looks like. I can have some kind of reference. I don't think I'm going to find that. Probably somewhere on YouTube I'll find that. So I'll go look for that. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and document my journey along the way. Like I said, might be a live stream here and there to talk about it if there's actually some sort of conversation that wants to be had. Or I'll put out a video once a month and show the different styles that I've worn to hide the grays coming in and things like that. So, a work in progress, just an idea that I had. Thought I would share it with you because I can't be, well, I know I'm not the only one thinking about this because like I said, anytime I say to somebody, oh, I'm thinking about them going gray, they're like, oh, I wish I could do that, but, so, I'll see you later. If you want to join my journey, make sure to hit subscribe down below. Hit that notification because I don't know when these videos will come out. They'll probably just come out at random times when I feel like sitting down and talking about it. And yeah, we'll see you real soon.